Hey everybody, it's Tiffany. I'm back with another episode of Meet the Trainers, and this is a special episode because I personally just met the trainer myself. I'm really excited to introduce you all to Doug Deaton, who is making his debut appearance as a TACCON instructor. Doug, thank you so much. We are really excited to have you. Can't wait to hear about your class. But first, introduce yourself to the TACCON family. Tell everybody who you are, where you hail from, and what you
Okay.
do.
Well, thank you. I'm really excited to be invited. I'm really humbled by that invitation. This is my first year to teach anything at TACCON. I've attended multiple times in the past. Again, my name is Doug Deaton. I'm from Texas, as some of you can probably hear from my accent. I was a police officer in the Dallas area for almost 26 years, full-time police officer. I retired from the Plano Police Department a few years ago and started my own private investigations and a consulting company. But as far as my background goes, again, I've had plenty of experience, as most other police officers have, in uniform patrol. I was on the SWAT team for about 9 years. Was also the training sergeant for my agency, a little over 400 sworn officers, a city of about 300,000 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I also worked in criminal investigations, both as a sergeant and then later as a lieutenant. I finished out my career as a lieutenant over crimes against persons for the Plano Police Department. And so that focused on every offense that one human being can commit against another, everything from simple assaults to harassments, all the way up to kidnappings, capital murder, sex crimes, and everything else you can imagine. And After leaving law enforcement, I had to really give some serious thought about, what is my mission now as a private citizen? And I've always been involved in the citizen self-defense space, and I've attended quite a few other classes outside of law enforcement. And I've been to classes, Mid-South Institute of Self-Defense Shooting, Thunder Ranch, Gun Sight, been to Paul House, Shoot House Instructor Course, and many others. But working as, again, in the private sector is very different than some of these skill sets that we use in law enforcement. I'm no longer obligated to take action when there's a conflict or when there's some kind of disturbance. And I've had to give some serious thought to that. And I've really folded that into some of the work that I do now with my company.
Great. Sounds fantastic. And what's the name of the company?
My company is RDR Investigations and Crisis Management. I do very little private investigations, even though I'm a licensed company and owner. The bulk of my work now is litigation consulting for attorneys. I do case reviews, uh, frankly, will write a lot of really lengthy reports,
Mhm.
and I occasionally act as a consulting expert, and then every now and then I act as a testifying expert. I've lost track. I have it around here somewhere, but I've testified in quite a few criminal trials now in Texas, all across Texas, Virginia, Oregon, and Washington. And some of my work has led to people being exonerated, people being acquitted. Some of my work has also led to district attorneys either dropping charges altogether or lowering the charges to a much lower, lower level offense. You obviously you don't win them all, but then again, as an expert witness, I'm not looking to win or lose. I'm trying to just
Absolutely.
simply give a neutral opinion, fact-based opinion about what has occurred and whether or not the actions of that private citizen or that police officer were in fact reasonable.
Well, as an attorney, I will personally extend my appreciation to you for doing that work. It's sorely needed in the litigation space. Far too many attorneys take liberties with their
Yes,
the bounds of their expertise, and so we need good neutrals with a lot of training and experience like you to help keep the courts fair. So thank you for that, and
I
that's a
thank you.
great segue into what you're teaching at TACCON, which is super, super near and dear to my heart. Your classroom block is called Conflict, Ego, and the Law. Love that title, by the way. Interesting trifecta there. And the subtitle is Staying Out of Court. So
Right.
tell us what folks can expect from that class.
Well, I'd like to just start from the very foundation that once you've made it into a courtroom, you have already lost something along the way. There's no winning, and I'm putting quotes around the word winning. There's no winning once you actually end up in a courtroom. So, what we need to do is make sure that we never end up in a courtroom in the first place. And so this class will examine how conflict, ego, and righteous anger often lead otherwise normal citizens to make flawed decisions that put them in serious legal jeopardy. Anytime that we engage in confrontation with a stranger, we are giving another person an unspecified amount of control over our future. We don't know how they're going to react, and we don't know if they value their own life, much less anybody else's. So, in this class, I'll be using real world case studies from my work as an expert witness, and we will examine how seemingly minor encounters escalated into life altering criminal prosecutions and civil lawsuits. I'll have some video of actual incidents that occurred and cases that I've worked on. And while we will cover some basic legal concepts specific to self defense, assaults, and injuries, this class, from the legal side of things, is going to take a hard look at the realities of the legal system. And by that, I mean how the legal system actually behaves in real life as opposed to what's taught in school. We'll talk about the warning signs of a bad decision in progress, how to build what I refer to as emotional off ramps so that we can leave the freeway
Nice.
before we end up in that collision, in that life altering collision, and also how to make defensible choices before and during a confrontation. And finally, we'll address how to create a simple mission statement for ourselves, both a written and verbal one, and also a visual one, and they work together. So, a simple mission statement that will help us to remain centered and make good decisions when emotions are running hot and the stakes are high.
I love that. That sounds like an amazing class, folks. You do not want to miss this class with Doug. Again, it's called Conflict, Ego, and the Law, and that is first thing Friday morning in A block with a repeat at 10:15 in B block. Thank you so much, sir. I can't wait to meet you in person in Dallas, and everybody, we will see you there.
Thank you for having me.